It is my great honor and pleasure to welcome my friend and fellow ethical traveler, Rita Wilson. Rita has been a Brooklyn resident for more than 62 years. She has been a Brooklyn ethical member for over 30. During that time, she was a board member and a founding member with Kim D. Brandon of the Brooklyn Society Writers, now called Wild Honey Writers Collective. She raised two daughters with her husband and have two grandchildren and two sons-in-laws. She's an educator, writer, poet, author, a member of the National Action Network and Savan Writers. Rita Wilson.
Thank you, Lajara. Thank you very much. And thank you to each and every one of you who are here to share and listen to and take a part in remembering Nina Simone. Before Nina Simone came into being Nina, she was Eunice Kathleen Wayman, a prodigy who sang before she could walk and learned to play the piano on her father's knee. She had music on the inside and on the outside. Her mother was singing in church while in family way with her child, and daddy played the small upright piano. Mama was a preacher, influenced by church, and the girl child grew up in the same environment with daddy playing jazzy music and mother thinking this is unholy. Then came Mama's lady at work who sponsored who sponsored Eunice's piano lesson, playing the piano, classical music, learning classical music and playing the piano well. The child was outstanding at the church. Parents were proud of her. The town in Tryon, North Carolina, where she was born, deserved to be thanked for raising money to sponsor this little Black girl, saying thank you by having a concert. However, her parents were moved from the front row seat of the concert room. Her parents were placed in the back so white people could sit in the front. Eunice wanted her parents to be nearby so they could see her. She was very upset. She did not participate in playing the piano. However, her music teacher realized that she was upset and brought the parents back to the front. She gave a stellar performance, yet it did not leave her mind that her parents had been placed in the back while white people took her parents' seat. She knew there was something wrong. She knew that there was something unfair. However, time passed quickly. She played classical music, she improvised music, she learned from lessons taught by her music teacher in Tryon, North Carolina. After high school, Eunice left. Eunice left North Carolina. She went to New York City to attend Juilliard School of Music. She lived in Harlem. She made good friends, and she was impressed with the elegance of the people and the harmony and goodness of those people she met. She worked very hard at Juilliard because her plan was going to the famous Curtis Institute. After working for a year at Juilliard, she went to audition. She auditioned at the Curtis Institute in Philadelphia. She was rejected. Again, she thought more talent is needed. More than talent is needed. What is it that's needed? Then her brother said, maybe you don't need to be Black, you need to be of the white persuasion. She tucked that into her being, into her pocket, and started to be observant, to realize that there could be something to what he said. She had no proof of this, but she realized that something could be valid in his observation. Nina Simone decided to take a break from music at that moment. She decided to get a job as a teacher and photographer. She worked very hard, and then she realized the music was embedded and she had to do something in the musical fields. She then went on to play in bars, play in off offbeat kind of environment that would not be pleasing to her mom, yet she played and she was very good. She was very interested in her music and how it had taken on legs of its own. Mama would not approve of her playing in those type places. That's why she changed her name. She changed her name to Nina Simone. However, it has been said that her boyfriend changed her name because Nina meant baby. I don't know whether that is for certain. However, she sang and played at clubs, bars, and she wandered into a place and she heard Billie Holiday's music playing of Porgy and Bess. Porgy the man and Bess the woman. Billie sang the song so sad and bluesy. Nina then went on to give her version of Porgy and Bess. She was sensational. The people in the club were happy with her presentation. She was outstanding at the bar. She was outstanding in the little back rooms where she played. Her music about love and emotion it piqued other people's interest too. She followed her mind and decided to visit New York again, Chicago again, and she was taken by the results of the audience. Her audience made her famous. Her audience were receptive of her music. Remember, she was trained at Juilliard and she had a classical background, and sometimes she would weave some of the classical music into her presentation. In Chicago and in New York, people were happy. They recognized that she had something more than just the regular kind of presentation of a jazz or folk singer, and she was happy to do this performance. Nina was becoming famous. People were listening to her. Unrest was starting to stir. She was anxious to express some of what she was feeling, some of what occurred when she was growing. It was rumbling in Chicago and New York and throughout the South. Dr. Martin Luther King marched in the streets of Alabama, arrested for demanding respect and dignity. King and his cohorts were jailed. Medgar Evers demanded justice for Black people. He was killed. A Black church was bombed in Birmingham, Alabama. 4 little girls were killed. Nina became outraged at each of these occurrences. She was anxious to do something to show that this is wrong, this is unfair. And since she was on her way to becoming famous and more famous, she decided to share with her friends who had thought and felt the same. One friend in particular, Lorraine Hansberry, had written to the young gifted in Black. And also they had conversations with James Baldwin. She had a few friends who were silent, but yet she had a few friends that were silent, but yet working underground, overground, to the side of the ground, to the left and to the right. So she decided to do something that would fulfill her pain that she had tucked away over the years. Nina was raging like fire shut up in her bones. She wasn't polite. Her people had nothing to lose from being polite. Activism started to brew when her parents were taken from the front row and put in the back. She was a young child, and this was still burning in her soul. Her friends, her true friends' perception and experiences were a part of her own experiences, and she decided to join and express herself. So was when she was to appear at Carnegie Hall, she sang some of the songs that were definitely not accepted, but then these songs were applaud, these songs were applauded by the audience, who was predominantly white people with minds of a human, and with minds that were thinking, and with minds that were coincided with hers. Eunice Wayman was born in Tryon, North Carolina. Her parents were musical and proud of her accomplishments. Her mother and father witnessed her appearance at Carnegie Hall. She was married to Andy Strode, a police detective. She had one daughter, and she was protective of her daughter, and she had many friends who were open to helping her in raising her child. Her last famous couple that helped to raise her child was Malcolm X and Betty Shabazz. Thank you.
Thank you. While you were giving us a lot of information. I wanted to know was when was the first time she performed Mississippi Goddamn, and it was on the Steve Allen show, which is surprising, but that's
Mhm.
where it was, and it was in '64. Just more information.
Thank you, Lajara. She was the epitome of an unapologetic uh, entertainer, artist, activist, and we appreciated her. And then other, there were folks who appreciated her, but they were appreciating her behind doors. They were not. They didn't want to appreciate her uh, and let others know that they appreciated her.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Learned
So,
a few things.